Hello, today I will be discussing my considerations for evaluating the effectiveness of programs that aim to reduce recidivism. So, to begin with, one suggestion that I have is to make sure that we have training programs, training models to help programs that record evidence based practices. For example, programs may be dedicated to recording the evidence-based practice. However, they may not know the exact details that are needed to provide this evidence-based practice. So the training models should be used to advance the implementation of evidence-based practices. The things that they should target are the outcomes, are they definable? Are the outcomes measurable? And also, are they defined according to practical realities? And one way to ensure that these models are being implemented, we can target certain populations, such as targeting students who may be studying in grad school, also targeting social service agencies to implement these practices, also developing more internships for interns to practice these training models. Because it's one thing to need the evidence-based reentry practices. However, we have to make sure that the programs that are administering these types of research are equipped with the right materials so that we can be guaranteed more funding for future programs. Another suggestion that I have is to make sure that the programs that are provided, they should also be assessing the needs of the targeted population. So the targeted population in this instance would be inmates. And for that reason, one main thing that inmates struggle with includes the employment. So research shows that 2 in 5 prison and jail inmates lack high school diplomas or its equivalents. Therefore, you can see how difficult it would be to it's kind of like they have two strikes against them. One would be that they have a criminal record. Second would be that they don't have the proper education to be competitive in the job market. And usually the people that are coming out of jail, entering back into the community, they may have families, and they may have people they need to support even outside of themselves. And the pressure, it makes it just so much more difficult to remain a law-abiding citizen when those opportunities aren't available. So one thing that the program should evaluate would be to make sure that there are employment options, even due to the lack of education. So I think one thing we can use would be to provide more programs that meet the inmates where they are now that they enter back in the community. Let's have more programs to meet them where the education level is, and also just being willing to provide them the opportunity. There's also a stigma against criminals who are entering back into the community, that once a criminal, always a criminal, and that type of attitude really does impact the inmates or the re-entering inmates. It really impacts their view. It really impacts how much support that they are willing to seek from the community, just based off the fact that they're always being judged based alone on their criminal record. So I think it's important that we have programs that are targeting the need of that population, and one major need of that population would be employment. So those are my 2 considerations. My resources include Harlow CW Education and Correctional Populations from the Department of Justice Bureau of Justice Statistics, and also the Crime and Justice Institute at Community Resource for Justice. That is the National Institute of Corrections. So those 2 are my references. Thank you.